Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1960s Remington Personal-Riter vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide, and this allows you to load the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen. These are your margins up top, and I'm going to set it at about 0 and 70 something. And this is your support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bale that sits on top with the rollers that you can adjust. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit the sign space, get you back to the beginning. It skips 1, 2, or 3 and half spaces. So you just flip this switch to whatever you want and it'll skip that amount of spaces. That's 2, this is 3, and it has the in-between half spaces as well. But we're going to keep that on single space for now and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on the next line to switch from black to red. There's a little dial here, and you just flip it all the way down until it shows red dot. I consider this typewriter in excellent condition, not only cosmetically, but functionality. Absolutely beautiful typewriter, and I was very impressed when I got this because it's just very well made. There is some plastic, hard plastic on it, but everything else is really well designed, quality parts. To pull the page out easy, just flip the switch on the right forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or card stock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. I'm going to flip that back down and that locks in from the back. You got a shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace above that, that works good. This is your tab setter. So right now we should have one tab set in the middle. And as you can see, if you don't have any more tabs set, it'll go slamming all the way to the end. So I like to set a few of them, especially one in the middle, so that way when the tab button gets pressed, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear. So I'll just show you how to set one. You just push the dial down to the S, and that's wherever you were, that sets a tab. To clear it, you just push it up, and there's a C up there for clear, and now it'll go all the way to the middle again where we had that first one set. I'm going to set another one just so it stops nice and smoothly. This button up here is an arrow going each direction. That's your margin release. So when you get to the end of the margin, it'll lock the keys so they don't type on top of each other, and you hit that, it'll allow you to get past that block. That works good. Open the hood, this pops right off, and all the brand new ribbons loaded on this left side, so it's pulling to the right. To switch the direction, you just flip this switch right here in the front and it'll pull to the left. We want to keep it pulling to the right. This orange knob here is your touch control, and if you tighten it, it loads a spring so the keys have more tension and they respond faster. And if you loosen it, you don't have to hit the keys as hard for them to print, but they don't respond as fast. For more experienced typers, they would mess with that and increase the tension. On the right side, there's a locking mechanism, so when you have it in a case, it locks the carriage so it doesn't bounce around inside the case, causing damage to the escapement. Also considered a carriage lock or escapement throwout. The escapement is what allows the carriage to move when you type, and if that gets damaged, you have a major problem. Might even total your typewriter. It's very hard to repair that. Carriage release on each side behind the knobs, and if you push in the button on this knob and you turn the platen, it will disable the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. If you let that go, you get those clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space, and that switch above the line space also does the same thing, but permanently. If you push it to the front, there you go, you can hear those clicks again. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.